Hello everyone and welcome back to Bandai Product and Figure Review. We're going to flip up the script a little bit and look at some other model kits other than the Seed Freedom ones that have been recently coming out, and that is diving into the Gundam Metaverse. And what we are going to be looking at is going to be one of my all-time favorites for the lines, and that's going to be Bandai's Figurized Standard Avatar FUMINA. So without further ado, let's roll opening and take a look at the Avatar FUMINA and what all it comes with. I love examining the box art from Bandai. It gives us a good understanding of roughly what to expect, but I always admire the creativity of their box art. And as we can see, we have Avatar FUMINA from the Build Metaverse series. And yeah, this is already looking like an awesome kit with the coloration on here. So let's take a look at the side of the box, and we have a variety of facial poses, which these are going to be primarily decals, and we also have really cool articulation and posability, which I may end up getting another one of these kits just for me to do her standard jumpsuit along with the armor. We also, on this side of the box, we have a side-by-side view of the model kit of what she would look like completed. So let's actually open this little thing up and take a look at everything that comes with it. Let's start off with the faces. We have 3 different types of facial expressions. One with an open mouth, as we can see there's like the open mouth tongue, and 2 different sets, or I should say 3 different sets of eye facial expressions. So that's a really welcome take to this, and this is where I'm actually really happy, because this is going with how the standard 30-minute mission sister kits actually come with 3 individual faces, where you don't really have to apply decals. There's a few that you do to give you a higher range of facial expressions, but that will be for a different video to cover. So overall, that looks pretty good. Next up, we have Runner A, and this is basically where a lot of her armor and gimmicks are coming from. So we have her blaster, her side armor pieces for booster, and then we have parts for her arms and various other armor gimmicks. Next up, we have Runner A2. Again, we have a lot of armor pieces here, and this is the interesting part, is this is where it's really comparable to the 30-minute sister kits, and that is that it comes with these nice little O-rings, allowing you to add more weapons and cool gimmicks onto this model kit. Next up, we have Runner B, and as we can see, this is primarily just for the legs and a few of the joints. They are molded very nicely. Their looks very smooth, and it doesn't have a lot of flash marks on them, so just having to sand the nubs off is going to be pretty much the most of the work you're going to have to do, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that difficult. Next up, we have Runner C. This is basically where we have all of our white parts. We have portions for her stomach, her chest, arms, parts for her legs, and booster canisters for, or I should say, her blaster canisters for her side armor that goes on her back. Next, we have Runner D. This is a nice blackish color. The molding on here is really nice. And we have parts for her back, hips, varies for her feet, front and back armor for her arms, and various other pieces and armor which are comprised on here. Next we have Runner E. This is basically where we have majority of her hair parts here, and as we can see it comprises of a front and a back and various other parts for her hair that just connects together with these little nubs right on here. So this is going to probably make it fairly easy. Just be careful not to break or snap any of the pegs for her hair. Next up we have Runner F. This is basically more of her armor pieces for her backpack and chest, and they look really well molded. We have a lot of possible for detail for panel lining to give us these armor pieces to pop more. Next up I'm showcasing the hands and the joint portions for the hands and legs. So these are basically just to give us more articulation for the hand joints and leg joints. So we do have quite a few of these to go with our hands, which we can see that we have 2 that are closed, 2 open, and 2 that are able to hold weapons. And lastly, we have a green transparent piece for her chest armor. So this is a really nice translucent, kind of like a lime green color. So this is going to be one of the few clear parts for this kit. Let's also take a look at the instruction manual. This will give us a helpful guide on how to assemble and what to expect. As we can see, we have a bunch of dialogue here that's going to give us an explanation. You can pause this and you can read that for yourself if you're able to zoom in on that. But it basically gives us a brief description of the character from the Metaverse series. And on the back of the instruction manual, we also see her in a standing pose without armor, with armor, and various other poses. And since this is part of the figurized standard, a lot of the 30-minute sister model kits and 30-minute mission kits will actually work with her along with other build fighter and build diver and all sorts of other ones from the Gundam Mishmatch series. So let's open this up and take a look. So first off, we have the page with our parts. This is actually kind of a cool part. It actually gives us the evolution of this particular line leading into the different varieties, variants, and so forth on all of these that lead to her. I actually have majority of the line for this, so definitely look forward to those comparison videos as well as these as well. So let's keep on going in the instruction manual. It kind of just pops open like a pamphlet, just like this. So as we can see, the assembly portions of this are fairly simple. It gives us chest, waist, hips, arms, legs, and the assembly for her armor pieces and how they come together. This actually does work with a stand. Fortunately, this one doesn't look like it comes with one, but you could easily buy other stands to pose with her. And finally, we have her weapon backpack with all of the cool gimmicks that she comes with. Alright everyone, that's going to conclude this unboxing of the Bandai Figurize Avatar FUMINA. This was a phenomenal kit looking through this, and I can't wait to start building this wonderful kit. There was a lot of really cool customizations, add-ons that you can possibly do, and I highly recommend anyone that's a build fighter or Metaverse fan to get these kits. They're really fun, and if you get the older ones, you can see the evolution of how Bandai has improved its model building throughout the years. So I highly recommend that. So if you guys like this type of content, please like and subscribe. You guys are the ones that are making these videos possible. And if you have any future ideas or suggestions, please leave those down in the comments down below. I do read those, so definitely leave those down there. And let's see what you guys think of this, if you have already built this or expecting to get this. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next episode.